Let me totally screw this up. Hello and welcome to an evening edition of Trading the Markets. I'm your host, Tom Vays. Let me see if we are live. Yeah, there should be audio now. And once again, YouTube is not cooperating, so I gotta do it manually on my own channel. And yeah, I'm gonna do these streams more as Q&A. Just fire off your questions. I don't have that much to say. I gave you my views on the markets this morning on the Financial Summit YouTube channel. Everyone should be subscribed to the Financial Summit YouTube channel. All right, let me open this stream in YouTube, make sure it's muted. And then I go to screen share. All right, we're on screen share. That's one down. Man, whenever you run Zoom, your computer just slows down. Anyway, here's the weekly chart. We are trying to muster a little tiny bit of strength. Yeah, the Financial Summit. I mean, try to set notifications. YouTube was terrible about notifications. They just don't do a good job. I don't really know what else to say. We're trying to muster a little bit of bullishness this week. Obviously, the week has just started. We have plenty of time to go. And all signs are pointing to a much, much bigger correction. I hope this doesn't happen. I really hope we go up from here. I don't want to see us correct. We've already dealt with a huge bear market. And however, I am going to remain on the sidelines with cash until Bitcoin breaks out above these moving averages. I really need to break even the second moving average. I need 44,000. I need a daily close at 44,000 or a move to 36. I mean, I really need that to go long Bitcoin. I mean, there could be something in between. It depends how fast or how slow we go down. It's possible I may find a good buying opportunity down here at 39, but realistically, I am looking for either a move above the moving average of 44 or a move all the way down to 36, where we have a beautiful combination of the MRI support line on the daily chart, the 128-day moving average, and the top of the channel, the old little channel here. I know it's not much, and I shouldn't even care about this anymore, but I'm going to keep it here for now. Do I think the pre-halving dump has started? No. I wasn't actually anticipating the pre-halving dump. The pre-halving dump usually happens like a few weeks before the halving. It doesn't happen 4 months before the halving. I don't see us going into the 20s. 30,000 is my absolute bottom low. And in order for us to even get to 30,000, I think something catastrophic happens. Like, I don't know, Fidelity gets hacked or something and all their Bitcoin's gone. Well, like, I have no idea. How does the Bitcoin ETF fit in as part of the larger institutional investor portfolio? It doesn't change it all that much. It doesn't really change all that much. All it does now is because BlackRock is in, and it's not a conspiracy. It's really not. It's really not a conspiracy. Someone sent me. Hold on. I'll pull it. I'll pull it up. Someone sent me the recent article by Arthur Hay. It was a decent article. I had the AI read it to me. The trading suggestions he makes, 90% of the people have no idea what he's talking about, so that's not gonna trust me. Don't do what he's suggesting because you don't know what you're doing. Maybe if you know options, you can. But in here, right in the very beginning, he mentions how the Winklevi twins have been getting rejected on getting their ETF for 10 years. And then BlackRock comes along, and 6 months later, suddenly there's a Bitcoin ETF. Hold on. Winkle. There it is, right? So here he says, as it became, the Winklevi twins applied for a spot ETF in 2013, and the SEC denied their application for over a decade. BlackRock applies, and within 6 months, it gains approval. Things that make you go, It doesn't actually make me go, BlackRock is the biggest ETF company on Wall Street. Like, there was no way that they were going to allow a Bitcoin ETF to happen without the biggest ETF player in the game having an ETF. I mean, they're up there. Like S&P is up there, BlackRock is up there, ProShares is up there, MSCI is up there, but BlackRock is iShares. iShares is literally, potentially, arguably the leader in ETFs in general. Like if you just type in iShares, right? Look how many ETFs they have. This is just scratching the surface. So how many ETFs do the Winklevi twins have? Like I'm sorry, it's not a conspiracy that the Winklevi twins got rejected and all the other, startup ETFs get rejected. It's kind of like, there's not even a comparison here. So MSCI doesn't even have ETFs. MSCI is doing indices. I used to work at MSCI, by the way, full disclosure. And iShares is the company that does the ETFs of MSCI. Like MSCI doesn't even want to get into the ETF game. They just make the index, and then iShares turns it into an ETF. So, like, I'm sorry, guys, but it's not a conspiracy that BlackRock had something to do with this. BlackRock are experts at ETFs, and the SEC feels comfortable with BlackRock having a Bitcoin ETF over any other company having a Bitcoin ETF. Like, I didn't even know Fidelity was experts at Bitcoin ETFs. ARK is a company that's existed for 8 days in the history of the stock market, right? Like who are the leaders here? Valkyrie is a company that started like last year, right? Come on, there's like only 3 of these ETFs actually have are leaders in ETF creation. And there was no way the SEC was going to allow a bunch of Bitcoin ETFs without the professionals having one. It just wasn't going to happen. So, like I said, well, it was a good article, but there is no conspiracy theory as to why the Winklevi twins were not going to get an ETF. Okay, daily chart. Hey, moderators, throw some good questions in. I see a lot of questions coming in. Just throw them in the live chat. I see Bernoulli is here, Gary Garrettson's here, Mark Wood. Hey, Mark. Yeah, I can see 30K, and 30K would still need some kind of an FTX-style disaster. Otherwise, 36. I advise people not to think about LTCM. Don't waste the brain cells. Okay, for those of you that may not know, we are doing morning streams on the Financial Summit YouTube channel. There will be other shows coming online to the Financial Summit YouTube channel. A lot of them are going to be educational. This is becoming a very popular show, myself and Matt McGregor, where we talk about the markets and then we make a trade every day for a little bet. Check out the show. People are loving the show. It's still getting significantly less views than this channel, but it's a really good show. That's where you get my views on the Bitcoin markets, because eventually I want people to watch me over there, not here. And this channel is going to be talking politics or some other nonsense. So the market was closed today. We're stuck under the 50-period moving average. And I just need this daily chart to be above 44. Other than that, I'm going to wait on... Other than that, I got to wait on the MRI buy, or maybe even a second consecutive one. Because remember, the weekly chart is still calling for a 1 to 4 candle correction. This was candle 1, but we could have up to 4 candles without endangering the bullish trend. Remember, we need 5 candles of downside in order to endanger the bullish trend. So we can easily go down 4 more weeks and bounce from 38,000 or 36,000 and keep the bullish market fully intact. As far as the allocation goes, I am 75% cash, 25%, mostly in the BlackRock ETF, which I may switch to Fidelity. And the allocation chart is calling for 70% bullish allocation to Bitcoin. Very soon it's going to be back in line. What's the best option for residency in Panama? I mean, my residency in Panama is an employment visa. There's options. I mean, plenty of lawyers that can set you up around here. I have an employment visa. I have a skill set that is desirable for some people here in Panama to hire me. That was my simplest path to getting a residency here in Panama. Right, so the Financial Summit YouTube channel, check it out. It's really good. So someone asked about the fees. So I spent a bunch of time today working on the spreadsheet, today and yesterday. It's filling itself out. Look how much more Bitcoin these companies have. I actually think that ARK does now have a lot more Bitcoin here, and they also have a lot more shares. But I can't figure out how many shares they have because they haven't made an update. So hopefully tomorrow there'll be updates. I found all the links. I even found Franklin Templeton. Like, this took me a little while to find. This was not easy. But I eventually found it. And also found the Fidelity one. The one I had before was actually... whoa, why is this not working? There we go. So somebody helped me out with Fidelity. It was very, very tricky. You have to find this document. It's like an 800-page document. I can't believe there are humans that write this. It's insane. But then right here, they have a daily holdings report. And this is where you get all the info. This is where you get the quantity of Bitcoin. And this is also where you get the number of shares outstanding. So shout out to whoever sent me this. Sorry, I already forgot who sent me this. I get a lot of messages every day. But someone pointed me to this, and that's their daily report. And that got me the numbers for Fidelity, which was great. I was able to tie it all out, and there it is. Fidelity is holding a lot of Bitcoin. I think IBIT is holding a lot more Bitcoin than they have shares outstanding. So I think they actually have over 10,000 shares outstanding. We'll need to check that tomorrow. And here with ARK Invest, again, we can go to their website. Franklin Templeton is up, found this page. Was not easy to find at all. This was super hidden, but they do provide you all the information, the amount of Bitcoin that they're holding, and the amounts of shares outstanding. Now, these numbers are going to go, hopefully, rise all of next week until they kind of stabilize. And then they're not going to have to buy or sell any significant amount of Bitcoin. So I am trying to get to the bottom of all of this. So here we are with ARK. And hopefully this will update soon. I want to see how many shares outstanding. That's trading volume. See, they're saying they have this much value in Bitcoin, which is over 1,000 Bitcoin. It's not on this page, but they have like their prospectuses, fact sheet. Is it this one? Right, so this is their original, right? This is January 10th. And it's showing that 225 number. But then there was another document that showed a different number of Bitcoin. But that's their original number. I don't know why they can't just spell it out right here, how much Bitcoin they're holding. If I click on funds, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Prospectus, fact sheet. I did find another document on the site that showed a different number of Bitcoin. It's basically number corresponding to this value. I wish they would just tell you the amount of Bitcoin they're holding, but they don't seem to want to do that. I don't really know why, but there was another number. So hopefully tomorrow, the better numbers come out. So these are their fees. And I think that, I mean, ARK got some good volume. I'm very surprised. I do want the numbers. I really think Fidelity and BlackRock are gonna win the race. They have a very, very cheap fee. They're very well known, and Bitcoiners trust Fidelity. What do I think about Trump winning in a landslide tonight in Iowa? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all, guys. You know, my vote goes to Trump. Trump first, Kennedy second, and Vivek a distant third. Those are my choices. And I can talk shit about Trump all day. You know, the more I get into politics, and the more I look back on the last 8 years, the more I realize how stupid some of Donald Trump's decisions are. But at least they're his decisions. I don't know what the hell is happening with Joe Biden. So I still think Trump is was the best president in my lifetime. And there were many things I think he could have done differently. I do think he did some. I think he did do some bad things, but they're nowhere near as bad as any president before or after him in my lifetime. I mean, even Reagan bombed like 8 countries, right? So this is the spreadsheet you need. I'll post it in the live chat. I'll try to maintain the spreadsheet. I want to just fill out the formulas. I want the formulas to keep me updated on number of shares outstanding and the market cap. But none of these formulas, some of these formulas just aren't working, especially the ones for BlackRock, which is kind of silly. I honestly, I think what has happened in the last 3 years because of the Biden administration, it's not reversible. I almost don't want Trump to win because when America collapses, I don't want it to be under Trump. And like the damage that was done by the Biden administration is irreversible. America, I couldn't disagree more with Joe Carlasari. Joe Carlasari thinks that America is, going to be fine. America's not going to be fine. America had a chance to be fine when Trump got elected and had Trump been reelected. And then after Trump, say, RFK came in for 4 years, it could have been possible that America could have reversed ship. But what has transpired during the Biden administration, not even George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Jefferson was never president, and what's his name? John Adams. Even they couldn't reverse this Titanic after Joe Biden. I think the path that America was set on with Joe Biden is the completed destruction of the U.S. I mean, it's irreversible. It's irreversible. Do you have any predictions for the size of the total NAV, excluding GBTC, we'll get to in the bull market? Oh, good question. Total NAV, what do you mean? Sitting inside the ETFs? How can Biden give it up? He doesn't even know he's president. Thomas Jefferson? Oh, I was thinking Ben Franklin. Sorry, guys. Thomas Jefferson was president. My bad. I was thinking Ben Franklin. You're right. Stand corrected. Yeah, I was thinking Franklin because of Franklin right here. So I don't want to speculate on how big the NAV is going to be in the ETFs. Let's first see how the rest of this month goes. Okay, let me go to your live. Actually, let's look at the live markets. Futures are open. Here's the short-term chart. It looked like we were breaking out above this declining trend line, but now it's looking ugly again. This is a very interesting chart. It's my time to having chart. I can't wait for this chart to roll over so we can start a brand new path and of the next 4-year bull for the next 4-year cycle. We'll talk about that chart in a week or so. Natural gas started trading, oil started trading. Man, I'm so surprised oil is this low. I don't really have much of a comment. I'm bullish on gold. I'm bullish on the stock market. The futures markets have opened and they are slightly down tonight, but we'll see what happens going into the morning. Here are your ETFs. Let's wait till they open tomorrow. They're not really open in the pre-market. So we just wait and see. Okay, let me look at your chat. Hey, Tone, is the difference in fees between the BlackRock and other ETFs and Grayscale is only 1 to 2%, then do you think people are overreacting if they are selling in accounts that take taxes? Well, yeah, they are. And remember, these fees, they're annual fees. This is the annual fee to hold your money there. Now, if you're going to hold your money in an ETF for 6 months, does it matter if it's a quarter of a percent or 0.5% for the year? If you're going to hold it, so you're going to pay an extra not even 0.5% in fees, right? You're going to pay an extra 12.125. I mean, it's a negligible fee of the ETF. Now, if you're going to hold the ETF for 3 years, right, is 25 basis points versus 150 basis points, does that matter? Yes, it matters quite a bit, actually. It matters a lot if you're going to hold it for 3 years. So the fee does matter, and that's why I'm saying this. Now GBTC is going to get away with that fee for now because it's super liquid. But eventually, BlackRock is going to be more liquid, and as BlackRock gets more and more Bitcoin into its assets, and some people are saying BlackRock is already at like 100,000 Bitcoin. I'm a little skeptical, but I can see this number being 20, 30,000 Bitcoin by end of week. Yeah, I really hope that Leah World's ETF can compete with the rest. The fee is a little bit high at 0.5%. It's well, honestly, I think this DeFi ETF is dead on arrival. So Valkyrie's ETF is the second most expensive ETF because I think DeFi one is, I mean, no one's going to trade this thing. I can't wait to see the proper volume numbers. Once the volume numbers, start updating tomorrow. That's trade volume, so that's volume numbers. When I started out trading 20 years ago, the rule of thumb was if an asset can't trade 500,000 shares a day, don't trade it. So your cutoff is probably here. This traded 670,000 shares on Friday. So if an asset can't trade 500,000 shares, don't trade it. That was the rule of thumb, right? Valkyrie traded 172. Okay. Now let's look at your other questions. Do odds favor a 12-month high before the halving? I mean, a 12-month high is breaking last week's high, right? So that's, I mean, I hope you mean all-time high. I believe we're going to break the 12-month high before the halving. I mean, this is a 2-year high right here, right? The last time we were this high was back in 2021. It's 2024. So we haven't closed a week up here yet. So yeah, I do think we're going to break 50,000 before the halving. I think that's reasonable to think that. We're so close to 50,000, halving still 4 months away. The question is, are we going to break 69,000 before the halving? And that's probably unlikely. Hewlett, I don't understand your statement. You always said the ETFs wouldn't get approved. Yeah, until they would get approved. And you didn't always say there'd be a possibility. No, I always took the position the ETF were not going to get approved. Only recently you said it'd be possible because you saw it was getting approved. Yeah, that's correct. Like you don't have to be right 3 years in advance, right? You have to be right before the trade. Like, Like Peter Schiff is wrong all the time, and then he's right once every 8 years. So this is why I stopped listening to gloom and doomers long ago. They're eventually right, but will you have enough money to get there eventually, right? I always said the ETF wasn't going to get approved until it did, and it did get approved. I was right for 8 years, 7 years. What about all those people that thought it was going to get approved starting in 2017? I mean, they were finally right after 7 years. I've been right for 7 years. A little bit of life here on the 1 hour chart. I like the green candle above the moving averages. We got a chance. We got a chance. I want to be wrong. I really want to be wrong. I want to allocate all my capital back into Bitcoin right at 44,000. I really want to be wrong, but I need to be proven wrong, just like with the ETF. The market has to prove to me that it's bullish. And the only way it'll prove it to me that it's bullish is by breaking 44,000 and closing above it on a daily candle. A daily close above 44,000 proves to me we got a shot and the correction is over. A weekly close on a new up here. So a weekly close above 44,000 and a daily and weekly closes above 44,000 prove to me that the correction is over. Until the market proves to me that the correction is over with a close above 44,000, I'm going to assume the worst. And right now, the worst is 36K. Alex asks, would you look at Bitcoin MRI on my favorite 9-day candles? You know, I don't look at 9-day candles. That is curious, though. I have to type that in. There is no option for a 9-day. How do you type that in, though? There's no oh, there it is. I should put a 9-day candle. Let's add that. Did it add it? Oh yeah, there it is, 9 days. 9-day candle. Well, we had a nice MRI top. We got a 1 candle correction. We started going higher. We got a green star candle, which is bullish, and we're maintaining a bullish count. I really wonder how good the 9-day candle is historically. Here's a nice MRI buy right at a moving average, rallies us for about 4 or 5 candles, then goes to new lows. No help at the low. That's not a good sign for the indicator. Beautiful MRI top right at the top. No help on the secondary top at all. Beautiful MRI buy right at the low. I like it. No help during COVID at all. Not a good timing in the June rally. A little bit of help at the bear market low. And beautiful MRI top right at the top of the bull market. You know, this 9-day candle could actually be useful. Another beautiful MRI top right here. This was starting off the bull market of 2017. You know, you might have something here, Alex. No help in the 2013 bull market, unfortunately. But beautiful second consecutive MRI top back in April. Yeah, interesting time frame. Interesting time frame. This time frame is more on leaning bullish than bearish, but the weekly is just a disaster. Gary Garrettson writes, Tone, you also made a good point the other day. If we would have gotten the approval when we were at 16K, we would have probably seen sub 10,000K because of grayscale sell-off. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If you would have gotten the approval back here, not necessarily. Okay? Because GBTC would have been selling all those Bitcoin to the other ETFs. And GBTC is not really selling the Bitcoin. And remember that discount would have evaporated earlier. Look, one of the main reasons why we got the sell-off, I'm going to go back to the weekly chart here. One of the main reasons why we got the sell-off is because we got the run-up. You're not going to get a sell-off if there's no run-up, okay? First of all, if we were going to get the ETF, we wouldn't have fallen this low. The hype of getting the ETF drove us up. Just like what happened in 2017 with the futures. The fact that we were getting the futures helped drive the price all the way up. And then the futures launched right here, okay? Now, I think the bull market still has more time. But the main reason why we're selling off is because everyone bought. Everyone bought in anticipation of the ETF. And now there's nobody left to buy. I've never watched a single Mr. Beast video. I have no idea who that is. I know he's the most popular YouTuber ever, but I've never seen a single one of his videos. Tone, why do all ETFs have different pricing? The ETFs, they all have different pricing because the pricing is a combination of number of shares outstanding and how much Bitcoin they're holding. So they're not all going to coordinate to create the same number of shares and holding the same amount of Bitcoin. It's literally, that's literally what it is. I watched the other football game, and then I decided to sit down and work, and I forgot. What's the score? I got like 5 more minutes, guys, and I'm gonna get going. Let's see what the score is. Wow, Tampa is crushing the Eagles. I am gonna watch a little bit of that game. I'll watch the fourth quarter. Man, I didn't expect that. Didn't expect Tampa to crush them. Tone, where's Dan Larimer? I don't know. It's hard to create a fourth scam, so he's probably working really, really hard. Cordic writes, it's handball, not football. It's actually more like a hand egg. It's not really a ball. I don't have money to. Oh yeah, Jerry writes, I don't have money to donate. Would appreciate Tone's opinion on holding GBTC in a brokerage account compared to a retirement account. If it's worth it to switch, if a brokerage account. If it's going to create a taxable event, then probably not. If it's not going to create a taxable event, like you can just hold it. You can hold GBTC. It's fine. It's going to stay pegged. It's at this point, there's not going to be a discount or a premium. It's gonna, I mean, the discount's gone. You can hold GBTC. You're just gonna pay more in fees than the other guys. Thoughts on the recent 2-week close? Not, I don't know. I have to open 2-week chart, I guess. I'm right top next 2 weeks, so in 12 days. No, I prefer my weekly chart, guys. Prefer my weekly chart. All right. On this note, I'm gonna get going. Please be sure to subscribe to the Financial Summit YouTube channel, where you will find my show tomorrow morning. Not my show, Matt McGregor's show, called The Daily High, which is a really fun show where we talk about the markets. I'm gonna go catch the end of the football game, and I'll talk to you all on the next one. Next barbecue smoking video. Well, considering the Northeast is under a blizzard, probably not till May or June. All right. Congratulations to Trump for crushing it in Iowa. Bye, guys. Subscribe. We're up to 2.16 thousand subscribers. Let's see. Let's see if we got some. Eventually, this is going to be a political channel, guys. Hey, we got 10 subscribers. All right, guys. Talk to you all on the next one. Bye, guys.